Good morning and welcome. I fear this will be a rather negative morning devotional. But anyways, welcome to it. We mentioned fake encouragement as a terrible trap because you make that person by your false encouragement run further in a direction than they ever should. They would much sooner realize the error of their way if you had not encouraged them in the false way. But you did, and therefore they keep running down that road way beyond what they should, and they are destroying much more of their lives because of that false encouragement. So I'm not going to repeat that whole discussion here, but a really terrible story like that was about the son of David, Amnon, one of the sons of David, Amnon, and you might not know him. He's really not worth knowing, but you can read his story nonetheless in 2 Samuel 13. And he was there was his sister Tamar, also also a daughter of David, of course. And then Amnon had a friend called Jonadab, sadly, and he was an encouraging friend. What kind of friend do you want? You want a friend who always encourages you, right? Who always tells you, yeah, that's a great idea, keep going that way. No, not really. Not in this story. And in this story, it's very clearly seen why that shouldn't be. This terrible story, you can read the first 14 verses there and do that on your own time. I do encourage you to read it, but I warn you, it's very graphic and very painful. But nonetheless, Amnon had an inordinate desire for his sister and a sexual desire, but he couldn't make it happen because of all the practical hindrances in the way. And then sadly came this quote-unquote friend of his who would encourage him and help him move forward in by that encouragement in his craziness to move forward and finally to rape his own sister. And this is obviously the far end of false encouragement, obviously. This is like the worst kind that you could ever possibly do, and I don't think that this is your life story, thank God. But this is, most mistakes that we make with encouragement, they're not as terrible as this. Yet this is a great wake-up call, and I just want to say this: do not encourage a friend in their sin. Okay, now that's a challenging statement, but nonetheless it's very true, because of course James says that temptation brings forth sin, and the sin brings forth death, and no matter what sin it is, it will bring forth death in their lives. And maybe not, it will not have as terrible a thing happen as this, because Amnon also dies for this, as he should have. But also on the other hand, it's every sin leads to some sort of death, and you don't want to encourage a friend in their sin. You don't want to stand with them, and you don't want to help them run in that direction any further than they should. Why do we then do it? Why do we still do it? Why would we encourage a friend in sin? And the answer is, I kind of want to garner favor with that friend, like this Jonadab here. Most likely he did it because he wanted to garner favor with the king's son, and that's crazy, but nonetheless we want to please another person, and therefore we say, yeah, that's a good idea, divorce, yeah, sure, divorce is the best option, or we say, yeah, make that investment, I'm sure it's going to go well, famous last words in a friendship. But the point is, do not look for that garnering favor with friends, but rather look for rather I would say, be bold in the Lord, all right? Remember Proverbs 16:7 says, when a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. Now, some may treat you as a fool if you are bold in the Lord. If you say, that's sin, you shouldn't go that way. That's just the wrong way, you shouldn't. But everybody tells me, yeah, that's okay, but I'm telling you from God, no, stealing is wrong. Don't do that. Or whatever it is. But in the long run, God promises that you will be proven right. And by the way, I would much rather be displeasing for men than to be displeasing for God. So I just want to encourage you with that. Check your heart and check your mouth and check your words. Do not encourage someone in the way of sin just because that will seem like it maintains the friendship or something of the sort. It's just not worth it. Be a true friend and be bold in the Lord. God bless you.